Several months ago, I'm not sure how many, I addressed the board requiring a need to apologize to the students at Newfound for the inhumane treatment and violation of personal rights you subjected them to during COVID. These illegal measures resulted in emotional and academic harm to the point that even some contemplated suicide, as reported by the student representative. Do not claim that you were unaware of the emotional risk associated with your implementation of COVID rules. I watched all the school board meetings from that time period and heard meeting after meeting several local citizens speaking up regarding the risk involved and plead with the board to act in the best interest of the students. I attended one of these meetings when the discussion was in-school COVID vaccine clinic. I shared data from the Federal Health and Human Services Vaccine Injury Reporting System, known as VAERS, V-A-E-R-S. In that report, the data clearly showed that several children in the clinical trial had died from the vaccine or sustained life-debilitating injuries. I gave a copy of the report to each board member and asked, "Are you going to tell the parents about the risk?" The answer was no. The current VAERS report shows that since the beginning of tracking vaccine data in 1921 to current, the first time ever the number of cases rose above 200 in a year was in the year 2021. In 2020, the number of annual events was 132. In 2021, there was an increase of 886% injuries from vaccines. The number was 11,701. These are only the reported cases. There's a whole lot more. Everyone knew that COVID vaccine was not approved by the FDA and was not properly tested. The CDC, mainstream media, politicians, including Donald Trump, all gave reassurances to the general public that the vaccine was safe, all of it deliberate lies. Anyone going to the U.S. clinical trials website at that period would have seen that no vaccine trial for COVID vaccines had been completed. Anyone going on the VAERS database at that time would have been able to see the number of deaths and injuries to children. From the federal data that I shared with the board, you knew the risk involved and chose not to share it with parents. It was even voted that elementary school could receive the vaccine without parents being present. You also knew the risk associated with masking, social distancing, and all of the information provided to you from the public. They made it quite clear. Going forward, don't dismiss public comment so hastily and protect this district from external control by keeping decision-making local. The board caved to outside pressures when it came to establishing reopening protocol and authorizing the in-school COVID vaccine clinic. This board knowingly risked the health of students and faculty when it refused to notify parents and students of the risks they were taking. I realize that being a board member today takes a lot of conviction to stay loyal to the community and the students. I pray that the Almighty God will navigate all of you to the light and away from the darkness so that you can make decisions supporting His will and not the will of others. I support the movement to hold the government authorities responsible for their actions, up and including the 2020 and 2021 SAU school board members. Thank you.